All right, we'll get going with starting pitcher Antonio Senzatela. Thanks for joining us, Antonio. Patrick Saunders, why don't you start us off?
Hey, Antonio, how happy were you for Elias Diaz to get a walk-off home run the way he did tonight? I know you guys are pretty tight. How happy were you to see him win the game?
Super happy, because we win that game. So we battled through all game. So he's behind the plate counting good pitches, and he deserved that. He's working hard for, and I'm really happy for him.
Obviously, it was a big night with Nolan Arenado coming back home to Coors Field. I'm sure he was a little bit nervous or amped up coming to the plate in the first inning. Were you at all nervous pitching to him in the first inning, knowing that, you wanted to get him out and you didn't want him to hit a home run or something?
Yeah, I just got on my mind like he's excited. So he maybe tried to hit the ball over the wall. So I just tried to make it nice pitch, and I did. And, I just a little nervous too, but I got to make a good pitch right there, and he just popped up. That's good for me.
He popped up to first base the first two times up. In that first inning, what did you throw him to get him to pop up to first?
We just throw fastball up and in.
Fastball up and in?
Yeah.
Okay. And one more for me. You're up going against Wainwright, who pitched really well, but you matched him tonight. What did you think worked for you well tonight?
Since tonight, I just feel like my fastball command was good because my breaking pitch wasn't there, but my fastball command is good. We command the ball down, away, up and in, down in, everything. So we just make it one mistake and we pay for it.
Okay, great. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thomas Harding?
Yes, what does tonight do for your confidence going forward? I know that you worked your way through some tough times in Milwaukee, had a decent outing, but tonight it seemed like after the first couple of innings, you were really sharp. What does this do for your confidence going forward?
No, just keep going. Like it's a big game coming, so I just need to work my base, so make it good pitches and get out the jams and everything. Just put on my mind like, okay, I need to give the team a good game. So to help the team to win, we got to win. That's good.
And what does it mean for you also on a night that your slider isn't working the way you want to basically go with the fastball? You almost went back to your rookie year where you just spotted the fastball either side of the plate, right?
Yeah, we recognized like after second inning, like the slider wasn't there. So we recognized the fastball is getting the ground balls, the outs. So we just mixing, the spots. So just down, away, up and in, just start make it then thinking. So we got a good results.
And it does seem like the confidence of Elias is really there. I mean, do you think that the hitting has given him that confidence, or do you feel that, it was going to happen either way?
I think the way he working, I think he deserved that. So I think he's just putting everything together.
Thanks so much.
Anything else for